Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be covering Tagillas Hideout. Not everything about it, but the key loot spots that you should be checking to ensure that you can make as much money as possible, whether you're playing a PMC or a scav. Alright, so this is where we're going, right here. This is Under Goshen, this is Tagillas Hideout. Up here is Power Plant. That's the power. And then you have Intercom. Down there. Over here is Railway. Right? But we're heading to Tagillas Hideout, which is located under Goshen. An intelligence in there. There. So I think this is the best spawn for Tagillas Hideout. You'll spawn kind of like right out here in the back, and you'll have power on your right, and then you'll have Intercom on the left, and you're just gonna run straight in as fast as you can. Keep your head down. I usually don't get shot when I spawn here, so like as long as you're quick, you can get right in and be the first one in. And then you have, you're at the hideout. This is the hideout, this like little boxed in spot in the parking garage. And then the way I get in is just hop in through an ambulance or jump over this little boxes right here. So that's just for if you get that spawn, that's the best spawn you can get. We're gonna now go to the Goshen route. If you don't have this spawn and you're just trying to figure out how to get here and you can't figure out a way to orient yourself, it starts at Goshen. Alright, so now let's say you're lost in the middle of Interchange and you need to figure out where you are so you can get to Goshen, so you can do the run. Alright, so I'm in the middle of Interchange, and what's around me is German, Mantis, Brutal, and Kiba. So the route to Goshen is, if you're where I'm standing, put the stairs on your right, run towards the store with the big red letters in the back. You should see the fire. That's how you know you're close. And then once you're in, keep running to the back of the store, and you're going to see a place that you can drop down. So this is the drop down. You can jump and like kind of get down faster, but I don't want to break my legs, so we're gonna keep it nice and simple. Alright, so once you're down here, you're gonna want to head to the right. You can check that tent if you want, but alright, so this is the hideout. You're gonna want to watch out for people being up there. I'm not going to go into all the hiding spots, but just kind of scout this out before you run up to it, because people are usually in here. If you don't have a really good spawn, you're going to be showing up late. So I'm going to hop in through the ambulance, and boom. Alright, I have two routes for this, an exterior and an interior route. So this is the exterior. Hop through the ambulance, and then right on the table you're going to have random item spawns, ammo spawns. Coming through here, right by this container, you'll have a duffel bag spawn sometimes. If it's there, you'll catch random meds up here on top of this box. Coming in here, check around this chair, you'll find GPUs, Tetrises, like just random loose loot that's really valuable sometimes. On the chair, I'll find stims. On the bed, I'll find stims. Around this workout bench, I'll also find stims. On the couch, you'll find valuable spawns like gold chains, rollers, all that kind of stuff. And then down here under the clothing rack, you can find more high value items. I'll usually find like cats, sneakers, Tetrises, you name it, I've seen it. Moving back here, you have a shelf with pineapple juice, all this kind of stuff. This is like your food area. Turn around, and then you have this little spot right here. I find so much loot in this box that people miss. And then coming here, you'll have the duffel bag spawn, a random ammo spawn that'll spawn there. Making your way this way, you've got a pallet right here that'll have a random item spawn with ammo, stuff like that. On this pallet, you'll have more random spawns with ammo, and it's always good to check it. In this box, commonly you'll find an intel right here, random ammo, item spawn, on this box as well, more ammo and items, as well as through this little strip here, you'll find stuff on the ground. And on this box right here, you'll also find random loot. So that is the exterior. Alright, for the interior, you just kind of make your way like this. I usually check the trunk of the car. I don't ever find anything, but I open it just cause. Where I do find things, though, are in this box. Kind of get down in here and look. You're commonly going to find... I found GPUs, pretty much just any high-value item I'll find in this box. Turn around, I check this box. I never find anything here, but I just do it because it looks like the intel spawn boxes. I come through here, and I'll make my way to the white van. I'll check on top of this box. I'll check all through these boxes right here, you know, just to see if there's any loose loot. Got a nice weapons box you can tap if you want to. Intel spawn in there. Intel commonly spawns on top of this box right here. You have another place to check right here. And that's pretty much where all the intel spawns that I find are, you know, that aren't on the exterior. So, you know, you got a couple more places you can come back in and check if, you know, you're on your scab and you're like, well, I wonder if they hit all these boxes. So, you know, any of these boxes like this, I'm commonly looking in just to see if, you know, there's an intel. Because it's random, it's not always in the same spot, so just check those boxes. And then, you know, more so than not, you're going to find intel in them that people have missed because they don't know where all the spawns are. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just running around to all these boxes, kind of showing you, like, where they are. And just make sure that you're checking these things. And looking in these boxes, you know, that kind of look like this, I always kind of look in them because I'm like, well, if an intel can spawn there, it might spawn in another one that looks like that. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been running around and mapping out this area, trying to find where all the best loot spawns. And usually I'm getting a lot of loot out of here. So I recommend that you check it out if you are, you know, like a lower level, or you just want, you know, something new, or you want PvP. Like, there's a lot of PvP down here too. So check it out. Make some free money. I know it's a little bit of a longer run if you're doing a scav or a PMC. Kind of more effort goes into it, I guess you could say, but it is quite rewarding. And you also get to fight Tagilla, and you get to get his rig and stuff like that. So also quite commonly, you're probably going to find yourself right here. If you spawn on the idea side, you're going to run up to this right here and be like, well, which way do I go? Do I go left or do I go straight? If you see the red container, keep going straight. If you are coming from this direction and you see this little thing, you're just going to go to the left. So if you're already coming from this direction and you see it and you look down that way, keep it on your left and keep going straight. And then you can dive down right up here and go under to Goshen. There you are. Let's say you're underground and you're lost, but you still want to get there. How can you do it quickly? If you're at the hole in the floor, you just go this way. You can turn this way. Run back here. Take a right. And you can run through the little co-op extract down here to the other side. then once you're there, you see that's the jump down. Just take a left, and you're back at the hideout. Also, just another quick tip. If you have a flashbang or something cheap you want to throw it, to see if he's here. He's screaming at me already, but... With all that being said, though, I hope you do make a lot of rubles running this, and I hope you learned something from this video. That's really the only reason that I made it. And yeah, have a good day. If you guys want to, subscribe. It helps me out, helps me grow. And until the next one.